Full hearing of Enoch Burke's dispute with his former employer was due to get underway this morning, but before it began, in a packed courtroom, Mr. Burke said he had a serious issue to raise. The teacher, representing himself and accompanied in court by his mother Martina and siblings Amy and Isaac Burke, claimed that lawyers for the school had tampered with documents in the case, suggestions branded as outrageous and unfounded by the school. Having heard both sides, Mr. Justice Alex Zones said that deliberate tampering seemed unlikely and ruled the case should open. When Mr. Burke refused to accept the court's ruling or stop interrupting proceedings, the judge begged him on a few occasions to stop talking, at one point inviting counsel for the school to simply talk over him. He asked Mr. Burke, "Are you listening? Have you some problem with your ears?" later asking if someone would turn off Mr. Burke. At one point, Justice Zones remarked that he had never experienced such misbehaviour and said in the old days he would have carted him off to Mountjoy, where Enoch Burke spent over 100 days in prison for contempt of court last year. Over the course of a number of hours this morning, amid lengthy and heated rows, the judge repeatedly warned Enoch Burke if he continued his behaviour and continued to refuse to accept the court's ruling, he would be removed from the courtroom. Mr. Justice Owen said Mr. Burke was making a fool out of himself and would test the patience of Job. In the end, Mr. Burke was banned from the proceedings amid obvious contempt and told that he was the author of his own misfortune. As the family left court after lunch following an interjection by Amy Burke, Senior Counsel Mark Connaughton, representing Wilson's Hospital School, opened the case on its behalf. Outlining the evidence that would be heard, he said the dispute related to Mr. Burke's behaviour after the principal sent an email in relation to a transitioning student and how they were to be addressed, culminating, he said, in Mr. Burke's unacceptable behaviour at an end-of-year school event. Counsel said the central points to be determined in the case relate to whether the school was entitled to invoke the disciplinary proceedings and suspend Enoch Burke, whose counterclaim challenges the invocation of procedures, his suspension and his dismissal from the school. The hearing continues tomorrow. Deborah Naylor, Virgin Media News at the High Court in Dublin.